Good morning, everyone. I'm Mamta Jha, Assistant Professor, Yogadas Satsang Mahavidyalaya, Center for Vocational Studies, Department of PBA. The subject which I will be dealing today is Organization Behavior 2, and this is meant for SEM 2 students. Let's begin with the today's topic, that is power and politics. Definition of power by Stephen P. Robbins: the ability to control or influence anything that is of value to others. The other definition by Jeffrey Pfeffer: the potential ability to influence behavior, to change the course of events, to overcome resistance, and to get people to do things that they would not otherwise do. To understand these two definitions, let's look from an organizational perspective. Just consider a superior and a subordinate's relationship. Why a subordinate feels that his boss is having power over him? Because his boss is the one who can recommend his name for salary hike, for promotion, for getting good job assignments. So these are something which an employee considers to be valuable for his career. So what he will do, he will try to listen to his boss's instructions and fulfill the required objective. The dependency factor. Now, when we study power, the most important element in the study of power is dependency. Do we depend on everybody around us? No. Our dependability is influenced by three factors. The first being importance, second is scarcity, third is non-substitutability. Let us discuss importance. The resource that a person controls must be perceived as being important by other person if dependency has to be created. For example, if a person is controlling the resource which is important to you, then your dependency on that person will be more. If the resource controlled by a person is not important to you, your dependency on that person will be minimum. So importance is one factor which determines power. Second is scarcity. When a resource is perceived to be scarce, then dependence can be created. Now it is very simple to understand that when something is available in abundance, possession of it will not increase one's power, because in that case everybody knows that it is easily available and easily accessible. Third is non-substitutability. In simple words, it is like something which cannot be substituted. When a particular resource does not have any viable substitute, the person who controls that will have power. For an example, in an organization, we see that there are some person who has a special or specialized skill that no other person has, and which can't be substituted by any other skill. So the power he wields will be tremendous. Move on to the next slide, that is types of power. The first types of power is coercive power. It is based on fear. Now, if a person has the power to harm anybody, it can be physical harm, can be psychological harm, or if he can threaten his job security or can punish him in some way. So what kind of power is he having? Coercive power. Reward power. It is based on a person's belief that another person has an ability to grant rewards to him. In an organization, what could be a potential rewards for an employee? Of course, it could be promotion, it could be praise, it could be pay increase, it could be favorable work assignment. So if a superior has all these powers with him, it means he is possessing what kind of power? Reward power. Third is legitimate power. The power a person receives because of his or her position in an organization. So we can say that it emanates from a person's designation. Like the chairperson of a committee, The board members of a company, a CEO of a company, they are having powers because of the designation, the position they are occupying in an organization. Next power is expert power. It refers to the influence a person wields as a result of some special skill or knowledge that he possesses. Now, who are experts? Experts are the people who have specialized knowledge or expertise in his or her area. For example, cardiologist. If some cardiologist is famous in your city or in your area, why? Because he is known for his profession. It is believed that he has tremendous knowledge and expertise in his field. So this kind of power is an expert power. Referent power. The base of this power is identification with an individual who has desirable resources or personal traits. In this kind of power, what happens that we actually try to identify with an individual who is having some sort of resources or traits which we want to emulate or which we like. Take an example of advertisement. Why celebrities are used to endorse products? Why they are used in advertisement? Because we idealize them, we like them, we want to be like them, we emulate them, we admire them. So the power they exercise over us is referent power. Next is politics. According to Stephen P. Robbins, the activities that are not required as part of one's formal role in the organization but that influence or attempt to influence the distribution of advantages and disadvantages within the organization. It means politics is not something which is formally defined or which is formally required in an organization, but this is something which exists in each and every organization. There are basically two types of political behavior. Legitimate political behavior, it is that which forms a part of the day-to-day work in an organization. Like since there are so many employees, they are working together, so forming into a group is something which is inevitable. So groups can be formed, or complaining to superiors on routine matters, or networking, or developing contacts within the organization and outside the organization to get some work done. So these are day-to-day routine matters which comes under legitimate political behavior. Illegitimate political behavior is something which is considered to be extreme in nature and does not keep to the accepted level of politicking. It could be like deliberately breaking the rules, could be like protesting violently against management or against some rules, not conforming to the accepted procedures, absconding from the work, sabotaging organizational activities. So these are illegitimate political behavior which is not acceptable. That's all for today, students. Have a nice day. Thank you so much.